The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the vast desert. A tense silence hung in the air, broken only by the distant hum of the military convoy. Ibrahim Traoré, the young and determined president of Burkina Faso, found himself on the edge of an emotional abyss. He was about to learn a truth that would shatter his world. One of the very people he had trusted most had betrayed him. His childhood friend, once a brother in arms, was one of the traitors. The shock hit him like a cold wave, the weight of it pulling him under. But what followed would be even more life-changing. Introduction and setup. The desert winds whispered through the cracks of Ibrahim's window, carrying the scent of dust and earth. In the quiet of his presidential office, the weight of the world seemed to settle on his shoulders. He had risen to power under the banner of justice, dignity, and self-determination for his people. His heart beat for the nation, but as the sun set over the land, his thoughts were elsewhere. It had been years since he last saw Malik, his childhood friend. They had grown up together in the same small village, sharing dreams and facing hardships side by side. But those days felt like a lifetime ago, buried under the responsibilities of leadership and the cruel reality of war. The door to his office creaked open, interrupting his reverie. His trusted advisor, Captain Ouedraogo, stepped in, his face grim. "Ibrahim, there is something you need to know," Ouedraogo said, his voice low. "It's about Malik." Conflict or challenge. Introduced. Ibrahim's pulse quickened at the mention of his old friend. The memories of their youth, the laughter, the adventures flooded his mind. Malik had always been a step ahead, a visionary like Ibrahim. But as the captain continued, Ibrahim's world began to tremble. "Malik has been working with the enemy," Ouedraogo continued. "He's been passing information. The coup, it's been him. He's been one of the traitors." The words felt like a physical blow. Ibrahim could barely breathe. His mind raced, trying to make sense of the betrayal. He had trusted Malik, considered him family. How could the boy he once called brother turn against him, and against the very nation they had both vowed to protect? He stood up abruptly, his hands clenched into fists. "Where is he?" Ibrahim demanded. "We don't know yet," Ouedraogo replied, "but we believe he's hiding in the capital, waiting for the right moment to strike." Midpoint revelation or twist. As the convoy sped through the night, Ibrahim's mind spiraled with confusion and anger. The betrayal ran deep, but what was worse, what truly gnawed at his soul, was the question of why. Why would Malik, someone who had fought for the same cause, risk everything? Why would he betray the very friendship that had shaped their lives? They reached a quiet, deserted part of the city, and Ibrahim stepped out of the vehicle, his heart heavy with an unfamiliar dread. A small, unmarked building loomed ahead, its walls cracked, its windows dark. Inside, Ibrahim was met by a mysterious figure, an old man with sharp, knowing eyes. "Come with me, Ibrahim," the man said, his voice rough, yet calming. "I have something to show you." The man led Ibrahim down a narrow alley and into a hidden room, where old photographs lined the walls. Photos of Ibrahim and Malik in their youth, laughing, playing, dreaming of a future together. But in the corner of the room, a single photograph stood out. A picture of Malik standing beside a shadowed figure, shaking hands with an unknown man. A man Ibrahim recognized, the enemy leader. The traitor had been feeding information to their adversary all along. But what shook Ibrahim to his core was the handwritten note on the back. "I'll do whatever it takes to bring change, even if it means betraying those I love." Climax. Emotional breakthrough. The walls of the room seemed to close in on Ibrahim. His mind swirled with rage, grief, and disbelief. He had been blind to the truth for so long, trusting a man who had never truly been on his side. The weight of his own failure pressed against him. He had not just lost a friend, he had lost a part of himself. But in the midst of his anguish, Ibrahim felt something stir within him, a flicker of clarity. He had always believed in redemption, in the power of second chances. Perhaps there was still a way to reach Malik, to confront him, to find out what had really driven him to make such a choice. With a deep breath, Ibrahim turned to the old man. "Where is he now?" he asked, his voice steady despite the storm raging inside him. "Come with me," the old man replied. The two men ventured deeper into the city, through shadowed streets, until they reached a humble house on the outskirts. There, standing in the doorway, was Malik. His eyes were hollow, a shadow of the friend Ibrahim had once known. He looked tired, defeated, as if the weight of his betrayal had crushed him. For a moment, neither man spoke. Ibrahim studied Malik, the betrayal seeping into every fiber of his being. But then Malik spoke. "I never wanted to hurt you," Malik said, his voice cracking. "I thought I was doing the right thing, fighting for a new order, for something better, but I lost myself along the way. I couldn't see it until now." Tears welled in Ibrahim's eyes as he listened. The pain, the brokenness in Malik's voice. It mirrored his own. The truth was painful, but it was also liberating. "I can't forgive you yet," Ibrahim said softly, "but I can understand you, and maybe together we can make it right. Resolution and quiet closure." The two men stood in the quiet of the night, the weight of their shared history, their broken friendship hanging between them. Ibrahim had faced the hardest truth of his life, but in doing so, he had discovered a strength he never knew he had. Malik had betrayed him, but now there was a chance for redemption, for both of them. The dawn was breaking, casting a soft light over the city. Ibrahim felt a strange sense of peace, knowing that despite everything, there was still a path forward. A new day had come. As Ibrahim and Malik parted ways, they both knew that the road to healing would be long and uncertain. But at least it was a road they would walk, one step at a time. Call to action. If this story touched your heart, consider subscribing for more inspiring tales of hope, healing, and unexpected kindness. Hit the like button and share this with someone who needs it today.